Namaskar, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this episode. In the last episode, we had spoken about the screen time and how much screen time should be enough for different people. We talked about the global average of the screen time, we talked about the Indian average, and then we talked about what particular age group was using it the maximum and what particular age group was using it to the minimum. This has been coming to my notice, and all of you are aware of it, that the children are really so much on screen than what they should be. I mean, this is too much and this is bad, and this is disturbing them in many ways. I agree with that, because this is a talk nowadays, this is in the newspapers, this is on television, and everybody is saying that this screen time is causing a lot of issues in the family or in the society. Hence, we should try to take care of that. So when it comes to minimum or maximum, it is only that duration which could be found out by this researcher. But when the question comes that how much is the right duration or the time which a person can be on screen in one particular day, as I mentioned before also, it depends upon for what purpose and in what profession you are. Like for students, it would be different. For college students, it would be different. For professionals, it would be different. For senior citizens, it may be different. Because the objective, the goal or aim of using this or requirement of using this particular or these gadgets may be different for different people. So when it comes to students, of course, there are many who really are doing their school work, and at times even the classes are also online, or there may be some students who are doing online courses. For some extra help they require in a particular field, or extra skill, additional skill which they want to develop. So for students, it will all depend upon that how much extra help they are taking from the people who are not available in their vicinity. Otherwise, they have to go online for that purpose. Similarly, for professionals, there are lot many meetings which they conduct, lot many emails they exchange with each other, a lot of documents which they exchange and share with each other, and have either online meetings or discussions. So, as I mentioned before also in the previous video as well as in the beginning of this video, that we need to understand our requirement. What is our need? I mean, not necessarily what is our desire, but what is our need. So the use of the gadgets or the internet should be need-based. And I was just wondering, how do we allow this need to get changed into necessity? I mean, we become, and when I say it becomes necessity, means we have become so much dependent on this particular, or whatever it is, whether it is the use of AC or it is the use of these gadgets. So we should be a little careful about that. It should be need-based, and need-based can be whatever duration it requires to be online. So students can use it for the time. Maybe it is what I calculated, and after talking to the students, about maybe an hour and a half, not more than that, unless it is necessarily required for some classes to be online or in front of the screen longer than that. But 1.5 hours should be enough on daily basis, and we should avoid being more than that. When it comes to professionals should also try to really limit not more than 4.5 hours if you have to keep your cognitive part absolutely active, your physical part absolutely without any ailment, and your emotional and mental health to be as healthy as possible. So I'm not necessarily saying it based on some research which I come across, but after talking to the people, when they feel little tired or down after using it longer, and till the time they are okay even after being online. So I am saying it based on that. So when it comes to senior citizens, they should also be limiting it to not more than an hour and a half, or maybe 2 maximum, because if longer they are on in front of the screen, otherwise also their physical you can say activities really get reduced in that age, and this screen time further reduces those physical activities. So there is always a likelihood that we might become a little unhealthy faster than what we otherwise be involved. Physical activities, maybe like walk, as senior citizens I'm talking about, and same probably applies even to the children also, because lesser the screen time is a better opportunity of being on our walk or play or some physical activities. That time would be available to us. So the advantages are in plenty, like as I told you, access to online courses which otherwise were not available to the people, not necessarily to be moving from one place to another place whenever weather is not favorable. That time also we can engage ourselves in learning something from the experts. In your area or in my area, they may not be that great experts of that particular subject or skill or whatever I want to learn, so I can do it online. So advantages are in plenty, and we should take advantage of the technology and these gadgets for that. But at the same time, we must understand what are the disadvantages. Now, disadvantages: physical we know, mental we know, cognitive we know, social we know, because when we are on screen more than what it is supposed to be, and we are still struggling to find out that optimum time which we should, as I mentioned some hours to you before, that is based on my talking to the people. So I can't really justify it with some data in front of me, which will definitely make my saying to you absolutely true. But then this is what my conclusion drawn is from the people to whom I have interacted with. So you know that eyesight, the vision problem in today's time is in plenty, in adults as well as children, and particularly children. I would like to share one example that we came across a child whose eye was drifted to one particular side so much it wasn't going back. And when the teachers noted it, they had to really speak to the parents, and it was found that the child was watching the video on the mobile, which was put in front of her by the parents, that she forgot to really even blink or move her eyes from one direction to another direction, because the child was so much engrossed in watching that video. And then the child was to be operated, eyes were to be operated, and then only it could be fixed. So this can be danger, and our eyesights are really weakening for sure when we are exposing to this light and the radiation continuously for more than what we are supposed to do. Now, when it comes to our physical health, otherwise also, you know, our shoulders, our neck pain, I spoke in the last video, are also getting disturbed because of the posture. Because when we are working online, when we are watching something or we are doing something or writing something, then we really forget about what posture we were in. So we should be very, very careful. And here I would like to mention one rule which I read somewhere, 20-20-20 rules. And that 20-20-20 rule is actually that if you are working for 20 minutes, then keep your eye off the screen for 20 seconds. And you just look at a distant object which is around 20 feet away from you. So you should do it 20-20-20 rule. 20 minutes you are on screen, 20 seconds you be off the screen, and in that time you look at a distance which is around 20 feet away from you. So there's a possibility that your eyesight, your eye strain would get reduced up to some extent, and then you can start working once again. So that is one way of doing it. What can be the other ways of helping ourselves in getting off the time screen longer than what we are supposed to be on screen? So you can decide, as I told before, that we should be absolutely clear about what we are using it for. Is it for learning purpose? Is it for entertainment purpose? Is it for something which I want to really be interacting with my children, with my friends, with my parents who are not in the country where I live? So there I can use this online interaction with them, and it's very, very important, because if I can't go to them very often or they can't come to me very often, so it's very easy for me to communicate and talk to them at least face to face, if not physically with each other, at least face to face. I can see them, they can see me, and so that can, if that is the purpose, use it, and use it maybe for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe once in 2 days, maybe once in 3 days, or whatever time you feel like. But that should be a very clear-cut objective in your mind, that I'm going to use this only for this purpose, not beyond that. It should not become like any time and every time whenever you want, and you want with anyone you start being online. So that should be stopped. Similarly, when it comes to reading books, when it comes to doing some courses, if these courses are available in around me, I would like to do it physically. That would be better for me. In spite of really going online, I'm sitting in one room or in one corner of the city, in the other corner somebody is their expert. In spite of doing it online, I can go and be physically with that person. So it will help me to become socially healthy. Because physical presence of somebody is more important than the virtual presence, that every one of us is aware. We don't need necessarily a research for that, so we can do that as well. So few things which when it comes to deciding about that during lunchtime, during dinner time, when we are talking in a family get together, these mobiles should be away, the desktop should be away. These things should not be around or should not be disturbing us during that time. So we can have digital off areas. Now this is the like in dining room, make sure that you don't have these digital areas at all. They should be having their fixed places. As you have the rooms for children, for parents, for yourself, similarly there should be a room for these digital gadgets, and you should go there only whenever you need to use it. Don't carry them always in your hand or in your laptop bag or in your pocket or something like that. If you can do that, I mean, closer you are to these, or they are to you, I mean, these gadgets, you are likely to get involved with them unnecessarily when you don't even need them. So, and as I told before also, switch off notifications. Make sure that you have to watch your emails until unless otherwise necessary. Only maybe twice a day, maybe thrice a day, not more than that. Because not many people will require to answering everything every minute or every half an hour or every 1 hour. So depending upon what work you are involved in. And when I talk of the parents and the children particularly, they may not require it that quickly or in that quick succession as we at times keep the things with us, like it can be anything, anytime. Hence I have to keep my mobile in my pocket only. So that should be kept away. Similarly, you should have a digital fasting as well. And I mentioned before also that digital fasting means these are the days, this is the time, or maybe once in a week, say this would be the day when you can remain without food for a day. Why can't you remain without a gadget for a day? You can very easily, as fasting makes you better, healthier. Similarly, this would all make you more healthy. Digital fasting is so important, and this can be done. I mean, it's not, I have tried it myself, because once I started talking about the advantages of online courses and the disadvantages, and then the use of these gadgets for that particular purpose, and then our exposure to these to the screen. Another way I would like you to tell that how to reduce the screen time is that start reading books. Have book reading time at your home. As you have more books, you do some work while sitting on desk, write certain things in your diary or in a notebook, wherever you want to write. I mean, that would definitely take you away from the screen. And once you are taken off the screen and you get involved and used to writing in that, is another way of getting the screen. So there are certain things which you can do it yourself, but there should be will. So I would request all of you as adults to be having that strong will, to making sure that you use the gadgets only for need-based purpose, not letting it get changed into necessity for yourself, because then you would start saying, I can't leave it without this, because this has become so necessary for me. So need, necessity, desire, these are three words we should be very careful about, and use it need based. And once you are aware of your needs, you would be able to curtail the screen time to the desired and maybe the optimum time. Researchers one day would be able to tell us. Or if I get it somewhere, I would share it with you. And if you get it somewhere, please share it with me that what is the optimum time for different people to be used online. I would like to say thank to all of you, those who are responding so well and giving me feedback, asking questions and making me to learn a little more in that process than what I would have done in case you as viewers were not giving your opinion to me and helping me learning better. Thank you very much. God bless us all.